Hey, hey. Welcome to the Bajo channel. Welcome to another video. This is the Bajo channel, home of self-care, wellness, beauty, and every and anything that will help you to become the best and most powerful version of you. We deal with hair care, self-care, beauty, wellness, all of the good. We have lifestyle things. We have hair care tips. We have beauty tips. Whatever it is to help you to become better, you got it. We right here. Today, I want to go right into the topic of hair cutting. Hair cutting is my jam. I could sit here and talk to you about a haircut for days and hours. Let's preface the conversation with my opinion. And then I'm going to give you some different reasons why people should cut their hair. And why people really cut their hair, and if it's for you or if it's not for you, the maintenance that's required. So I'll go into that. But let me give you my opinion. My personal opinion is that a haircut will change your life, right? For me. And I have witnessed this with a lot of women. A haircut, a good, nice, sharp haircut, baby, I don't know. I really don't know anything that's close to that other than maybe a new pair of shoes. I don't know, but it make me feel great. Me personally, a haircut is like at the top of my list in terms of physical things that I do with myself to make me feel rejuvenated and new. I have always loved a haircut. Always. Even when I was younger and my hair would start to grow out and to get a certain level of length, I never could embrace it because I just didn't feel like it was me. You know, it was just something. So long story short, I've been in the beauty industry for a very long time. I started going to beauty school when I was literally 15 years old. And so my haircut journey started then, and it's stayed consistent pretty much for my whole life. That's just who I am. That's what I've accepted. But for me, it makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel confident. It makes me feel polished. You know, everybody have their own difference. You know, their different take. And that's me. Now my sister, she don't like short hair. She hates cutting her hair under any circumstances. She has never, ever, she winces if she have to even get a little bit of her hair cut. That's her. She don't like it. She like length. She feels like she looks better. And that's the thing. It's all a matter of opinion. How you feel. It's how something makes you feel. When my hair is longer, I feel like an old maid. And I felt like that when I was 19 or 20 years old. I never liked it. Never. My sister got her hair cut. She hated it. Hated it. And so haircut is first of all, it's a matter of opinion and preference, what you like. Second of all, when you're cutting your hair, you got to know that once you cut your hair, there is maintenance. Whether it's natural, whether it's permed, there is a certain level of maintenance. And if you're not willing to do that, I would say definitely do not cut your hair. But let's get into this comment. That's just my own 5 cents. But sometimes a person need to cut their hair. Really, seriously. They need to cut it. And trying to convince a person to cut their hair who really don't want to can be an exercise in frustration, right? I can give you a few reasons why a person need to cut their hair, and it's just good for them, period. And at the end of the day, still, it's the person's decision. It's their preference. But in terms of hair, you got to know if that is right for you. Don't just look at people and say, oh, I like that. That's going to be great for me, because you get it and you're not going to look as cute as them. Or you're going to get it and you're not going to be able to maintain it as smoothly and as swiftly as them, because it doesn't fit into your lifestyle as it does theirs. So you got to do what's for you. But I will say there are very specific reasons that I do suggest a person cut their hair. One, right? When a person's hair is damaged and it's falling out, And no matter what style that person does, it doesn't last because the hair is just too weak to hold any type of structure. My opinion and my suggestion is always going to be to cut that hair off. You know why? Because you can't style dead hair. Dead hair will fight you every single time. Even if you style it proficiently enough, at some point that hair is going to start shedding and coming off all over the place. It's a mess because it's dead. The best thing to do with dead hair is to cut it off, start it off, and let it grow fresh. That's it. Whatever you choose to do from that point, that's a whole nother conversation. But when the hair is dead, it's shedding, it's breaking, you have spots all over your head, cut that hair off. Don't frustrate yourself and don't frustrate your stylist that's trying to do your hair. I have over the years, I have dealt with different clients and that hair has been jacked up and they do not want to cut their hair. And you style their hair and they wonder, like my curls didn't last or this didn't happen or something going on with their hair. That hair needs to be cut, darling. That hair needs to be cut. And even if, right? And this is what people do to try to forego the whole cutting thing. They'll get braids or they'll do like a weave or they'll do some kind of style that is up and they don't have to necessarily touch it. But guess what? As soon as you shampoo your hair, that hair is still coming out. Because the hair has broken from the follicle. It's over. No matter what you do. And even if you don't cut it, it's going to shed out so much so you're going to want to get a haircut after a while. That's just what it is. And sometimes our hair go through different phases. When a woman has a baby, her hormone levels go from way up here to they dropping like down here. And whenever your hormone levels have this swift decline or swift increase, your hair is affected. A lot of things in your body, but for the sake of this conversation, your hair is affected. And a lot of times my postpartum mothers, they have to cut their hair because either they start losing their hair around the edges, their hair does this little dance. You know what I mean? Like it's just trying to get acclimated to these new hormonal levels. When you are pregnant, your body, your hair is growing because you got this different blood supply and you're taking these extra vitamins and just a lot of times that hair just flourish and them hormone levels encourage that hair growth as well. But once the baby is born, you no longer need all of that. The body starts to kind of regulate and you see a decline. A lot of women. And for them, I say, you know what? Cut your hair. Just cut it. Once it's finished doing what it's doing, cut it off, let it grow back. Just cut it off. Don't even frustrate yourself because you're going to be frustrated beyond measure because there's nothing you can really do to your own hair. And a lot of times people will resort to just put a wig on because they're tired of it. But even with the wig, you wear it for a while, guess what? That wig can't stay on forever. You have to deal with your own hair. So when you're going through those different hormonal levels and that hair just come out like that, just cut it off. That's it. Another reason why I suggest people cut their hair is when you're going through a major life change. Cutting your hair is so cathartic. I know a few reasons. Few life-altering situations where a haircut can just help you to get that start. You could be starting a new job or you could be moving to a new state or new country. Maybe you just want to cut your hair just to kind of give yourself a new start, right? You could be ending a relationship and you just need to just dispose of everything that have old energy attached to it. And hair, my dear friends, it holds energy. That is one of the reasons why I believe so deeply within my core that a haircut makes you feel so great, especially when you're releasing it, when you have been involved or you have this certain level of trauma, and we all have it, certain levels of trauma that you dealt with certain things, certain situations have happened in your life and you've had that head of hair and now you're done with it, or you're trying to be done with it. You're going through the process of being done with it. Cutting your hair, releasing that is a jump start to kind of refocusing where you want to go. Sometimes a person get married. They go entering into a new relationship. They want to cut their hair. They want something fresh. They want something new. And I encourage, listen, that would be a great, it's not always it, but I'm just speaking about haircuts. Great. I remember when I lost my husband, I did a Caesar. I shaved my hair. Like, my hair is short now, but I took it down to the down. It was my way of grieving. I just needed it off. It didn't matter. At that point, I didn't even care how it looked. I just needed it off. And I always wear my hair short, but I never wear my hair like down to the ground Caesar. But I wore it then, and it helped me. It really did. It helped me to kind of move forward and just reorganize myself without my husband. You know what I mean? Grief comes in waves, as those who have grieved or are grieving understand. It comes in waves. Some days you're good, some days you're just not. And I used my haircut, my enjoyment of a haircut, to kind of help me to kind of deal with some of those ebbs and flows of my emotions, and it worked wonders. Another reason why I would recommend people getting a haircut is that sometimes people are in a funk, like they're in like a depression, they're in like a state of sadness, or they just need something. You know what I mean? Like, they just need something. Now, haircuts have always been my go-to. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't have any type of euphoric hobby or any type of mind-altering substance that I use to kind of give me a whole nother, to rebalance myself when I'm going through things. But a haircut does that for me. I cut my hair off, and a nice haircut, oh my goodness. It's the way I feel. A long time ago, I stopped getting my hair cut waiting for other people's reactions. It was how it made me feel. I felt fantastic. I could have looked crazy. I wouldn't know. But it didn't even matter. It's how I felt. Haircuts are powerful. I promise you. Haircuts are powerful. Especially when you're doing it for certain reasons. Sometimes people cut their hair, they're changing religions. Or they're finding God for themselves. They're going on this journey or this search for God. Or perhaps they are going on a fast, or something is going on where they are in solitude with God. And that hair comes off, like just a whole shedding. It's very symbolic to new starting and fresh beginnings and emptying yourself out and humbling yourself. It's very symbolic. And so these are the reasons I tell a person, get a haircut. Get a haircut. It's deeper than just the way it looks. Now, don't get me wrong. I like my haircut to look nice and sharp and very colorful. That's just me. And when I speak to people and I speak to different clients or whatever, I listen to them and I see what they're going through, and I give them my suggestion. Sometimes people are not ready for a whole haircut. They may need a little piece here, something that meets something long in the back, and maybe cut this. Maybe they just need one side cut that'll help them. Whatever it is for you, just do it. But haircuts are powerful. And just make sure you are going to someone who understands haircuts. They know how to lace it and crush it. Because a bad haircut is not gonna work. You need someone who knows how to really cut and blend and style that hair and slay that hair to the gods. Promise you, it makes a big difference. And it's easy to find. Go on one of these booking apps. Go ahead on, look at these reviews. People talk. People can tell you, that person did this great, that person did not do great, or whatever. Listen, and when it comes to reviews, everybody ain't gonna say great things. There's always gonna be a few little droplets, little outliers that got something negative to say. But if overwhelmingly those reviews are great, you could just eradicate those little naysayers or whatever and Listen to those reviews and go and find you a great stylist. I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold. Listen, I'm definitely a person of financial savviness. And I'm not with like wasting money or just tossing things. But when it comes to your self-care and your well-being, you spend your money on yourself. Spend your money on things that make you feel great and powerful and lifted. That is never money. That's an investment. See, that spending that money will give you a return because the boost of your energy and the boost of your confidence and the way you're seeing life. A haircut can change the way you even look at the world or the way you look at a certain situation that's been vexing you. I can go in on a haircut. I can go in on a haircut, and just as much as I can go in on hair color. But I'm gonna stick with the haircut today. I come back again with a hair coloring video. But haircuts, oh my God. Oh my goodness. It was one season of my life where it seemed like when I was in my salon, all I was doing is haircuts all the time. And people started saying, oh, that's what she do. They didn't even realize or recognize me as doing it. I'm pretty much proficient in a lot of styling techniques, but one season I was just cutting everything. That's what everybody was asking for. And so she cut the hair. She cut the hair. I'm like, no, I do other things too. But it was funny because it was just that season where everybody was coming in. They needed this. They was going through something. They needed it off, or they just needed a whole new look. They was feeling they was in a slump. Just cut it off. I have one client. When she go through, honey, she come in. She's like, just cut it off. Cut it off. She's Caribbean. Cut it off. And I never understood what she was saying. And I'm like, what happened? She going through everything. She going through this. Cut it off. Cut it off. And I just start clipping. And after I finished that cut and style, she just is happy. Tears dry up. Everything. I said, oh my God, the power of a haircut is crazy. But and guess what? Maybe the haircut is not for you. Some people it is. It may be something else. And maybe something else. When you find your thing. But for this conversation, that haircut, I promise you, ain't nothing like it. Even if you don't want to cut all your hair, cutting the back part off and tapering it nicely, this is something. It's almost like as you're cutting and you're releasing energy or you're releasing negativity or whatever the case, kind of symbolic. It's powerful. I could go on and on. Let me stop here if I keep it going. But it excites me. You see, I get excited about a haircut. It excites me. And I love it when people are in their flow, like you're in your space, that in your space, not anybody's space that they created for you, but it's in your space, you're in your flow, in your comfortable spot, your happy place. So yeah, haircut is so powerful, and there are many times when you just need to cut it off and keep it pushing. So thank you so much for joining us for this video. I appreciate you. This is the Bajo channel. Self-care, wellness, beauty. This is the home where all of that's happening. Thank you. And please remember this. Hair care is akin to self-care. And remember that self-care is the best care. Later.